In the heart of a dense and ominous forest, where ancient trees stood tall, their gnarled branches seeming to reach out like skeletal fingers, lay an archaeological site veiled in both mystique and trepidation. This secluded spot had been whispered about for generations, a place where the tales of malevolence and cursed relics intertwined with the very essence of the land. Amidst the eerie silence and the subtle rustling of unseen creatures, a group of audacious explorers ventured into the heart of the wilderness. Their eyes sparkled with curiosity and their hearts pulsed with excitement, as they had been lured by the legend that spoke of a sinister artifact hidden deep within the earth's embrace. Among these intrepid souls was the esteemed Dr. Evelyn Carter, an archaeologist of unparalleled knowledge and passion. Her reputation in the field was adorned with the brilliance of her discoveries, and she had faced numerous trials with unyielding determination. Accompanied by a diverse team of experts, each skilled in their own field, she embarked on a journey that had the potential to unveil the truth behind the haunting tales of the cursed relic. The expedition camp buzzed with activity as they set up their base at the edge of the enigmatic site. Tents were pitched, equipment was laid out methodically, and a sense of camaraderie enveloped the team as they prepared for the exploration ahead. Yet, beneath the veneer of excitement, a palpable tension lingered in the air, as if the ancient spirits of the forest themselves were watching with wary eyes. As the first rays of twilight painted the sky in hues of crimson and gold, the team gathered around a campfire, their faces illuminated by dancing flames. Legends and stories of the cursed relic passed from one eager soul to another, like a torch passed through the generations. The tale was both captivating and chilling, weaving a tapestry of fear and fascination that had entwined the minds of those who dared to venture into the forest's enigma. Despite the growing unease, Dr. Carter's resolve remained unshaken, for she believed that the pursuit of knowledge was the light that could pierce through the darkest shadows. The ancient box they sought might hold secrets of an age long past, but it was her relentless pursuit of truth that made her a formidable force. As the night deepened and the embers of the campfire waned, the team retired to their tents, anticipating the dawn that promised to bring them closer to the enigmatic relic. But little did they know that this nocturnal tranquility would be the calm before the storm, and that their journey would unravel a series of spine-chilling events that would challenge their perception of reality and plunge them into a realm where darkness and light were locked in a timeless struggle. The cursed relic waited patiently, like a slumbering beast, ready to unleash its malevolence upon those who dared disturb its ancient resting place. Unaware of the ominous warning signs that hung heavy in the air, the team delved deeper into their research, their curiosity blinding them to the growing malevolent presence that encircled the unearthed relic. The atmosphere around the box, once seemingly ordinary, now pulsated with an otherworldly energy, sending eerie chills down their spines and raising the hairs on their necks. As days turned into restless nights, strange and inexplicable occurrences plagued the camp, testing the mettle of even the most skeptical members. Objects seemed to take on a life of their own, shifting positions overnight, as if guided by unseen hands. Unnerving whispers, like distant echoes from the realm of the beyond, whispered through the dense forest, planting seeds of fear and doubt in the hearts of the explorers. With each passing moment, the line between reality and superstition blurred, and the camp became a melting pot of anxiety and terror. Some members claimed to have seen shadowy figures flickering at the periphery of their vision, fleeting glimpses of entities that vanished whenever they turned to face them directly. Paranoia began to take root, and a sense of foreboding grew with every sunset. Dr. Carter, the seasoned scholar, attempted to rationalize the strange occurrences, dismissing them as mere products of a fatigued mind and vivid imagination. But as she stared into the depths of the enigmatic box, even her stalwart demeanor wavered, and a nagging doubt gnawed at the edges of her consciousness. Yet, the lure of knowledge and the tantalizing prospect of unearthing the truth about the cursed relic proved to be an irresistible siren's call. The darker aspects of human nature emerged, fueling their desire to confront the malevolent forces that lay hidden within the artifact. Driven by the thirst for answers and the ambition to be immortalized in the annals of history, they pressed on, each step drawing them deeper into the clutches of the sinister presence that had awakened. The boundaries between dream and reality blurred as the nights brought forth sleepless torment. Nightmares plagued the minds of the team, offering twisted glimpses of forgotten horrors and haunting visions of an ancient sorceress seeking retribution for her imprisonment. The dreams were so vivid, so real, that it became increasingly difficult to discern whether they were trapped in a tangible nightmare or if reality itself had become a waking dream. In the heart of this malevolent maelstrom, the once solid camaraderie of the team began to fray. Bonds forged in the pursuit of knowledge now cracked under the weight of fear and uncertainty. Arguments erupted over the relic's fate, with some demanding that it be reburied and abandoned, while others clung to the hope of unlocking the ancient secrets it held. The once harmonious group now resembled a fractured puzzle, with pieces scattered and lost to the abyss of despair. As the shadows lengthened, an invisible malevolence seemed to pulse in harmony with the beating of their hearts. The cursed relic's influence intensified, ensnaring the minds of the explorers and binding them tighter to its dark web. With every heartbeat, the artifact's ancient magic threaded itself through their veins, entangling their souls in a sinister dance with the unknown. As the days stretched on, Dr. Carter and her team found themselves ensnared in a relentless pursuit of understanding the malevolent secrets locked within the cursed relic. The weight of the artifact's dark history pressed upon them like a heavy shroud, yet their determination to uncover the truth grew with each enigmatic discovery. Dr. Carter sought the counsel of Mr. Benjamin Blackwood, a local historian and sage who had spent years studying the region's folklore and arcane tales. He divulged that the artifact they had unearthed was rumored to be a vessel of unspeakable horror, housing the tormented soul of the malevolent sorceress, Morana. Her name reverberated through the ages as a symbol of darkness, a haunting reminder of the consequences of meddling with powers beyond human comprehension. Through Mr. Blackwood's cryptic recollections, the team learned of Morana's sordid past, a tale shrouded in blood and shadows. She was once a woman of great beauty and charm, but her soul had been corrupted by a thirst for dark magic and the pursuit of immortality. Such ambitions led her down a treacherous path, where she cast spells of malevolence and sowed seeds of chaos in her quest for eternal life. In her arrogance, Morana believed herself invincible, untouchable by the laws of fate. However, her wicked deeds did not escape the watchful eyes of ancient forces. As punishment for her atrocities, she was ensnared within the very box they had uncovered, condemned to an eternity of torment, her soul forever bound to the cursed relic. The knowledge of Morana's malevolence sent a shiver down Dr. Carter's spine, but she remained steadfast in her pursuit of understanding. She delved into dusty tomes and long-forgotten manuscripts, seeking answers to the intricacies of the cursed relic's enchantment. The more she learned, the more the darkness of the artifact seemed to seep into her very soul, igniting an insatiable thirst for knowledge that bordered on obsession. As the days wore on, the team members became increasingly wary of their leader's transformation. Dr. Carter's eyes, once alive with curiosity and warmth, now glimmered with an unsettling intensity as she grew consumed by the mysteries that bound them. The toll of the cursed relic's malevolence was visible, and it was as if the artifact had taken hold of her, leaving a trail of uncertainty and apprehension in its wake. The forest that once embraced them with its natural beauty now seemed to close in like a claustrophobic cage, its ancient trees casting elongated, grotesque shadows that seemed to whisper warnings. Strange symbols etched onto the bark of trees appeared to mock their endeavors, and the wind carried eerie whispers that seemed to echo the sorceress's name, sending shivers through their very souls. The team members' faith in their mission wavered, and hushed discussions were held in the secrecy of the night. Some advocated for abandoning the cursed relic, returning it to its grave, and severing their ties to the dark forces that had been awakened. Others, however, found themselves transfixed by the allure of forbidden knowledge, believing that the artifact held the key to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. Dr. Carter herself stood torn between these conflicting perspectives, a battle raging within her heart and mind. The pursuit of truth and the promise of discovery seemed to be at odds with the growing sense of danger that lurked within the cursed relic's aura. Yet, as a scholar, she was resolute in her dedication to unearthing the past, even if it meant confronting the malevolence that had been unleashed upon them. The relentless thirst for knowledge and the allure of solving the ancient riddle pushed them further into the abyss, where light and darkness intertwined, and the very essence of their humanity was put to the test. Little did they know that the cursed relic had a plan of its own, a malevolent agenda that sought to ensnare their souls and claim them as its own. The journey into the heart of darkness had only just begun, and the cost of uncovering the cursed relic's secrets would prove to be more than they could have ever fathomed. With each passing day, the malevolent influence of the cursed relic intensified, and the boundaries between reality and the supernatural became increasingly blurred. The once harmonious expedition camp now resembled a battleground of warring emotions, and the explorers found themselves on the precipice of madness, teetering between reason and irrationality. The haunting whispers that had once been mere echoes now grew louder and more insistent, as if the ancient spirits of the forest sought to drive them to the brink of sanity. The shadows that danced on the edges of their vision seemed to take on sinister forms, evoking a primal fear that left them perpetually on edge. Sleep became a distant memory for many in the team, as nightmares of ancient sorcery and malevolent apparitions haunted their nights, painting their subconscious with terror and despair. Some woke with a start, covered in cold sweat, unable to distinguish dream from reality, while others dared not close their eyes at all, fearing what horrors awaited them in the realm of the subconscious. Dr. Carter, once the embodiment of reason and fortitude, now found herself questioning her every decision. The weight of the cursed relic's secrets bore down on her like an invisible burden, fracturing her thoughts and filling her mind with doubts. Visions of Morana's tormented face invaded her waking moments, a constant reminder of the sorceress's malevolence that haunted her like a relentless specter. As the explorers' minds were ensnared in the web of darkness, their interpersonal relationships became fraught with tension and mistrust. Accusations were hurled, fingers pointed, and each member sought to place blame on others for the ever-escalating horrors they faced. The tight-knit camaraderie that had once bound them together now unraveled like a delicate thread, leaving behind a tapestry of broken trust and fractured alliances. The cursed relic seemed to feed on the chaos it had sown, reveling in the discord and paranoia that gripped the camp. The ancient artifact had ensnared their minds, exploiting their fears and insecurities to further tighten its malevolent grip. It was as if the relic had become an entity of its own, cunningly orchestrating the psychological disarray of its human prey. In the darkest hours of the night, strange phenomena manifested with disturbing regularity. Unexplained sounds echoed through the camp, disembodied whispers, eerie moans, and the haunting echoes of spectral footsteps. Objects levitated, their movements defying the laws of nature, and spectral apparitions flickered at the periphery of their vision, just beyond the reach of understanding. Amidst the chaos, Dr. Carter's thirst for knowledge seemed unquenchable, driving her further into the labyrinth of the cursed relic's malevolence. It was as if an insidious force whispered incessantly in her ear, urging her to unravel the last remaining shreds of the relic's secrets, despite the toll it took on her sanity. As the days blurred into one another, time itself seemed to lose meaning, and the expedition camp became a surreal dreamscape where nightmares intermingled with reality. The boundaries between day and night, past and present, dissolved, leaving the explorers in a perpetual state of disorientation. Within the depths of the forest, the malevolent forces swirled and coiled like a serpent preparing to strike. The cursed relic, now firmly entrenched in the hearts and minds of its unwitting victims, seemed to anticipate every move, every decision, and manipulate the unfolding events to its own nefarious ends. In their pursuit of ancient truths, the explorers had unwittingly become pawns in a malevolent game orchestrated by the cursed relic, and as they descended further into madness, it became evident that the price of uncovering the artifact's secrets would be much higher than any of them had ever imagined. The cursed relic had awakened, and its malevolence knew no bounds, drawing them ever deeper into its realm of darkness. As the expedition ventured deeper into the heart of darkness, the malevolent influence of the cursed relic intensified, wrapping its bony fingers around their hearts and souls, leaving them perpetually on the brink of terror. Each step they took seemed to resonate with a chilling sense of finality, as if fate itself conspired against them, binding their destinies to the cursed artifact. The haunted forest seemed to conspire against their escape, as if the very trees themselves were twisted guardians of the cursed relic, their branches intertwined like skeletal arms reaching out to ensnare the unwary. The once vibrant foliage that adorned the woods now bore the markings of malevolence, with leaves turning a deep shade of crimson, as if bleeding under the weight of the ancient sorcery. The chilling winds that swept through the forest carried an ominous melody, as if the spirits of long-forgotten souls mourned the trespassers that dared to disturb their sacred resting place. The echoes of Morana's tormented screams reverberated through the trees, seeming to mock the explorers, a warning of the fate that awaited those who dared to challenge the cursed relic. As they neared the site where the relic was first unearthed, the ground seemed to tremble beneath their feet, protesting the desecration of its ancient sanctuary. The very earth appeared to pulsate with a malevolent energy, the air itself charged with the essence of dark magic, as if the cursed relic sought to assert its dominance over the realm of the living. Dr. Carter's mind was a tumultuous storm of conflicting emotions, fear, curiosity, and a persistent determination to complete what they had begun. The visions of Morana's malevolence haunted her waking moments, her presence a constant reminder of the sorceress's thirst for vengeance. Yet, a nagging sense of responsibility to contain the relic and protect the world from its malevolence spurred her forward, even as her resolve wavered. As the expedition reached the fateful spot, they were met with an eerie stillness, a silence that seemed to suffocate any semblance of normality. The cursed relic lay before them, an innocuous-looking box that belied the darkness within. It pulsed with a malevolent energy, as if the tormented soul of Morana yearned to be free once more, to exact her vengeance upon the living. With trembling hands, Dr. Carter prepared to reseal the cursed relic, to return it to its rightful resting place, to undo the grave mistake they had made. But as she reached out to touch the artifact, a bone-chilling wind swept through the clearing, its mournful howl a symphony of despair. Morana's tormented cries echoed through the night, her rage palpable, as if she sensed the impending confinement of her malevolence. The very ground seemed to quake with her fury, as if the forest itself protested the cursed relic's containment. A moment of hesitation gripped Dr. Carter, the weight of the artifact's malevolence heavy on her conscience. Doubt gnawed at her, whispering that perhaps there was more to be learned, more to be gained from embracing the darkness within. Yet, in her heart, she knew that the cursed relic had to be contained, that the malevolence it harbored had to be sealed away once more. With a resolute breath, she uttered an incantation she had learned from ancient texts, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. The box glowed ominously, as if recognizing its inevitable fate, and a blinding light enveloped Dr. Carter. It was a moment of profound clarity, as if she had touched the very essence of eternity itself, a glimpse into the unfathomable mysteries of the cosmos. When the light finally subsided, the cursed relic was once again buried, its secrets and malevolence hidden from the world. But as Dr. Carter looked around, she found herself standing alone. Her companions, the brave explorers who had embarked on this perilous journey, were nowhere to be found, their fate sealed within the sinister grasp of the cursed relic. Dr. Carter's heart sank with grief and guilt, realizing that the cursed relic's malevolence had claimed them all. Her final act of sealing the artifact had been a selfless endeavor to protect the world, but at a terrible cost. The haunting legacy of the cursed relic would endure, a cautionary tale whispered through the ages, a reminder of the darkness that lurked within forbidden knowledge. Dr. Carter knew that the cursed relic would forever haunt her, that the malevolence she had encountered would be etched into her soul, an unyielding burden she would carry until the end of her days. As she made her way back through the haunted forest, the weight of grief and sorrow clung to her like a shroud, and she felt the chilling presence of Morana's malevolence still lingering, a haunting reminder that some secrets were never meant to be unearthed. The expedition into the heart of darkness had come to a close, but the cursed relic's malevolence would endure, a haunting legacy that would forever leave its mark on those who dared to meddle with the forces of the unknown.